So Gabrielle, do we have folks starting to join us here? Awesome. Awesome. That's great. I'll let you cue me to when I should actually be starting, but for the early folks, welcome. My name is David Hall, the manager of cooperative education here at Algonquin College. Thanks for being here this morning. I'll get to the introductions in just a little bit, but we're allowing people to a few moments to join the call, to get settled. So we'll start in just a couple moments here. All right. All right. Looks like we have 44 participants. Gabrielle, is now a good time to get going?
I think we can get started now.
All right, super, thank you. Welcome again. For those of you just joining the call, my name is David Hall, the manager of cooperative education here at Algonquin College. I'm joined by a collection of speakers that you'll hear from today. You'll be able to see on your screen, and we'll get to every one of them in time. I'll serve a little bit as the MC today to keep things moving and have us out of here on time with our agenda. Speaking of the agenda, this is what we have in store for you today. You're hearing from a lot of people who have a keen interest in this program from the college, starting with our senior vice president of academic. And then you'll hear a little bit from me and my team about what co-op is. So if you're new to co-op, we'll explain that to you. And you'll see Adam Penny on the call. He's the person assigned to this program. So he's your go-to guy when it comes to questions, job descriptions, hiring students from this great program and other high-tech programs. So that's why he's here today. You'll hear from him shortly. And then we also have Arslan, the program coordinator, on the call. He's got a collection of slides that will tell us all about what these students learn, what skills they can bring to the workplace, and what you can expect to them to contribute to your team when they are out on their co-op work term. Then we're going to hear from an employer, Loli from Sengen, and a student, Austin, from our existing computer systems technician program. So everyone's going to share their perspective and discuss what their experience is or what they bring to the table here. Then we'll wrap up with a Q&A. So we've booked enough time for this Q&A. Of course, if it goes long, me and my team will stay on. But we do pause throughout the event to ask any real-time questions. Just a few of the little housekeeping items, recognizing that we are technologically mediated and we have been for quite some time. Feel free to put some introductions into the QA box or the chat box, whatever's close at hand there. So you can introduce who you are, where you're from, and maybe we already know you and love to see you again. We also have Zoom participants and YouTube participants because Zoom is not the preferred software for every single employer. So that's why we've diversified here. If you are on Zoom, use that Q&A box to ask your question, or you can raise your hand. And then Zoom participants, we have Adam Penny. He's going to be looking after our Zoom chat, our YouTube chat, and he'll be bringing those forward into Zoom for us so everyone can have their questions asked and answered. With no further ado, I'd like to welcome to this call our Senior Vice President Academic, Chris Jansen. Chris, could you say some words of welcome for us?
Thank you, David. The way you say senior, it almost sounds like you're saying old, but that's okay. I am old. Thanks everyone for joining us this morning. It's really wonderful to see so many of our partners today, because really it's these partnerships between the college and industry that make co-op an invaluable growth opportunity for our learners, while really creating a consistent talent pipeline for our employers. So thank you very much for your continued support. Today we come together to learn about cooperative education at Algonquin College and to showcase the skills that learners from our new cybersecurity analysis program can bring to your organization through co-op starting in the spring of 2022, next spring. Co-op is at the core of what we do here at Algonquin College, preparing the workforce of tomorrow for meaningful and rewarding careers and lifelong success. And as I said before, and it's worth repeating, it bridges the two aspects of our mandate. It provides to provide an amazing education for our students, while also providing employers with the highly skilled workforce they need to be successful. And not only are we one of the largest co-op programs in the Ontario college system, we are also nationally accredited for excellence in co-op by CWIL Canada. And CWIL stands for Cooperative Educated Work Integrated Learning. I always get stuck on that acronym, throws me for a loop every time. Today, you'll hear from our amazing faculty and co-op team. And you'll also have the opportunity to listen to the experiences and stories of one of our co-op employers and co-op students, which we hope will help to inspire and visualize the benefits of having an Algonquin co-op student working on your team. Well, and personally, I just love hearing these stories, as success in co-op is one of the best ways to prepare our students for a thriving career. And it is truly remarkable what our students achieve in their time here with us. Just fabulous stories. It's really what keeps me coming to work every day, so to speak, because I sit in my office and look out my window at my first tulip blooming. I would love to thank the panelists today for the dedication to co-op and volunteering your time to share experiences. This wouldn't happen without an amazing, dedicated, talented team. And thank all of you, our partners, for being here today and supporting co-op at Algonquin College. I hope you enjoy this session.
Hey, Chris, thank you for the support, the ongoing and everlasting support of co-op and our students, and of course our employers. Thanks for being here. I know you're double and triple booked most mornings, including this morning. So if you do have to take off, please do so. We will miss you, but we know you've got other things to attend. So thank you, Chris. All right, so with that, let's get into a bit more of the details here when it comes to the co-op program. But first, we'd like to get a little interactivity going. So Gabrielle from my team is going to launch a poll for us just to get a sense of who's in the room, if you've hired co-op before, if you're a graduate, that sort of thing. So Gabrielle, whenever you're set, if you could launch that poll for us and give our audience a few moments to respond. There it goes. So hopefully you see it on your screen. And really, we're just asking what best describes you right now. Are you a college alum? Are you a current employer for co-op or really any other field placement or graduate? Or are you new to the community here? So I am number one and number two here, proud graduate of one of our programs. And I know there's a couple folks on the call here that are also proud graduates of Algonquin College. And my team's also an employer of our own co-op students. So I can click two of those boxes. Can I click two of those boxes? So Gabrielle, if you can monitor that for us, once you think we have an appropriate number, it'll give us a little bit of a sense and we can share the results with everybody. All right. So I imagine folks are seeing this. 64% of those on the call are current co-op employer partners. That's fantastic. And that also helps me design or adjust my comments moving forward. So Adam and I explained the co-op process a little bit. So we'll do that. We'll do an abridged version of that. We'll still cover all of the important details. And then that will leave some more time for the group to learn about the program from Arslan. So really, really useful. Thanks for sharing that. And those graduates, welcome back. It's always great to have the company of fellow graduates. So I'll just go through very quickly then some of the co-op content here. And as Chris Jansen alluded to, there's multiple reasons why the college loves co-op. And it's really supports all of the three partners involved. It supports our students, it supports our graduates, and it supports our employers. So on the student front, it helps them with their learning. It helps them with their performance in the classroom, and some of those more difficult to train and practice skills problem solving, taking responsibility for their learning, their actions, and those sorts of things, along with their GPA. Studies show that these students are more employable. The impression they give to employers when they graduate, they are more employable, more ready for the workforce if you do co-op. And then lastly, and this call is a great example with nearly 50 people on the call right now, it's a partnership exercise. Employers come to us every single semester to hire motivated students, to increase the volume of young talent coming into their organization, to evaluate these potential long-term employees for future hire. It's an ongoing virtuous cycle. When we say co-op, I do this slide in almost every one of my presentations. What we mean is a full-time employer-employee relationship that our students undertake with our employers, where the student has an entire semester where they don't attend classes on campus or virtually. They are 100% dedicated to the employer to work a full-time role, which is paid by the employer, and it's related to their program. So to try to help our employers conceptualize this and what supports these students need, I encourage them to think of these students as any new junior employee when they're being onboarded. So like a new junior employee, they would need an orientation, a supervisor or a mentor, and what our students want, and that's why they sign up for co-op, is a nice amount of work. You'd be amazed at the capacity that these students have and their hunger to undertake these projects. They have an option. They can choose not to work. The students you're getting through this program and many of our other ones, these students are choosing to do this. So they're really excited to contribute to your team. On the screen now is a different way to visualize what I just said, and it adds the extra component of what Algonquin College Co-op is compared to other forms of student placements that you may have experience with. So when we're speaking today, we're talking about the column on the left that's titled AC Co-op. We're not talking about high school co-op, which is very different than post-secondary co-op. We're not talking about clinical placements or field placements, which are typically unpaid, and there's different supervisory rules for those. So you think co-op, think employment, think junior employee, and you're starting at a good spot. And then you should know that the students that will be arriving in your team that are co-op students, they're not just leaving the classroom and joining your team. They spend 8 months with my co-op team to prepare for their work experience. So we help them with their resume, their cover letter, their professional skills development, and they compete for these jobs, and you get to select which employee you want to have join your team. Then the co-op team remains engaged with you throughout the term. There's a midterm evaluation that we ask, and then a final evaluation. And think of these as a check-in. We want to know if things are going well, and 95% of the time they are, and no intervention is needed. But we're there every single semester and looking for red flags. And if you answer yes or no to certain questions, then we get in touch because we want to help smooth that over, because not every single employer relationship is a good one, co-op or otherwise. And we're here to help with that. And then lastly, just to explain a little bit of how our employers look at this partnership, it's a way to evaluate talent for future hiring and succession planning. When I started in co-op 10, 11 years ago, what was being discussed was the looming retirements, the looming labor shortages. And that quickly evolved to today where that's really the case. We have more, in many of our programs, we have more employers than students to provide. It's a problem that we have, and we're increasing enrollment. But just as an example, this morning I was looking up how many work opportunities we had for our computer programming students just this last summer, and it was well over 300 for those students. So we have a ton of employer competition, and we're here to try to help you access that talent and make some funding incentives available to you. So with that, if there's any questions, of course, pop them in the chat. If there's any questions in there right now, why don't they be raised, Gabrielle? And if not, we can go to our second poll. And this is where we ask a little bit about what you're looking for in a student. Okay, so we're at the obstacles one. I got a little ahead of myself there. So what obstacles is the question? And this is where Adam Penny, who's going to be our next speaker, can help you out with this. This will give us a little bit of an idea of what we should be focusing on for his remarks. We can cover it all, but we like to focus on the high ones. So what obstacles within your organization do you see might impact your decision or ability to hire a co-op student? Funding, uncertainty around process, we can solve that one real easy. Not enough work to keep our student busy, or other. So we'll give that a few moments to register, Gabrielle, and then whenever you think it's satisfactory, then close it down and then we'll see the results. All right, so we got other, the dreaded other. So that tells us we'll ask during the Q&A session, and we will add that to our polling for the next one. But I love to see 35% no obstacles, which is fantastic. All right, so thank you for that. Next up on our speaker list today is Adam Penny. Adam, thanks for being here. Adam is on our employer relations team, and he is tasked to support the high-tech employers in the city. This is a new program, and he's excited to get started. So Adam's going to explain a little bit more of the details about how he can help, and he's your guy moving forward. So Adam, I got the slides here. I'll do my best to move them forward for you, and over to you, friend.
Perfect. Sounds good. I really like seeing the no obstacles because that definitely makes my job a lot easier in the future. When it comes to uncertainty around processes, I can definitely touch on that a little bit to make sure that everyone's up to date. Because I would say 99% of my job is making sure that employers are aware of our processes and supporting them through the processes. If there's one takeaway you can get from what I'm going to say today is that the accessing the co-op department at Algonquin College is very, very easy. And the processes are very, very straightforward. At the same time, you will have support 100% of the way. So regardless of what kind of support you're looking for, there's always going to be someone there to help you out with it. So on this next slide, you'll see here, we have a few things that we typically help employers with. But basically, it's like David mentioned, any typical hiring process, that's what we're looking for when it comes to hiring a co-op student. So it doesn't vary that much, except for it's much, much easier than hiring a typical person because at Algonquin College, you have the support, the processes are easy, we have our own portal, and again, we're here to help you 100% of the way. So a few of the things that we would typically do, we can help you with job descriptions, we can help you with posting the jobs. We also help you with collecting resumes and sending you a bundle of applications at the end. We use a portal called HireAC. So if there's employers who have worked with us before, you're probably aware of it. If not, we will touch on that in a minute because I'll explain how it works, but essentially all of our hiring goes through there. And through that process, we send you the resumes and applications. We help you coordinate interviews, and we can actually help you extend and track your job offers through there. And realistically, we are operating 100% of the year. So it's through every semester, regardless of what time it is, whether you've just hired, whether you're halfway through a work term, whether you're looking to hire a year from now, there's always someone here to help you directly. And we have a fairly big employer relations team here. So there's always someone here to help you out with that. One of the last notes here too is assisting employers with raising their profile on campus. Algonquin College, as we mentioned, is a very large school. We have a lot of students coming in on every semester, and it's a great way to get your name known amongst the community and the students for being a good place to work, as well as just promoting your business in general. We can really help with that. Now on this next slide, we'll talk about our process. And you'll see here pretty quickly that it looks exactly like how you would see hiring a typical employee with a few side notes. So on the right here, we have the HireAC website, and that's our web portal for where you would post a job and accept applications and where students go to apply to jobs. The first step is typically we help you create an account. And again, I can create the account for you. The next step is going to be posting a job. So once you have that job description and job posting ready, you can post it yourself if you want to. But again, in the support section, I can post that job for you. We can get it up and running and make sure everything looks smoothly on it. So what happens after that? The job is open for a while, just like any typical period. And at the end of it, you get to review the applications, which all come through our Hire AC website. Same thing with the interviews. You can schedule and coordinate your interviews through there. You can actually send the invites to students and students can accept them. And then you process the interviews, especially in this day and age. It all typically happens digitally now. So we can actually send out the links through Microsoft Teams for you. And you can interview, rank your students, and finalize the offer all through our website. And we will have someone connecting with you the entire time. So if you have a busy life, nothing to worry about. We will connect directly with you to ensure that you are part of the process and that we are supporting you. So if you're forgetting about something, don't worry. Someone here is going to remind you and keep everything up to date. One of the most common questions I get from employers is, do you have a student who can do this? With over 45 co-op programs at Algonquin College, 99% of the time, the answer is categorically yes. We have a student who suits your needs. We have different business programs. Personally, I handle a lot of the IT and high tech as well as design programs. We have office programs, interactive media, pretty much anything you could need from a student. We probably have a program that suits it. So if you're interested in hiring a student, regardless, I know we're talking about cybersecurity today. At the same time, we have 45 programs that go out on co-op throughout the year. And you will definitely see through different parts of the year that there are always students available and ready to work. Yeah. So getting involved with our department is absolutely easy. As David mentioned, I'm the person you're likely going to contact, but it's as easy as emailing coop@algonquincollege.com. You send us an email, we'll get you in touch with the right person. We will connect with you. So if you're interested in hiring a co-op student, that's great. We have other options as well, such as hiring, hosting network events. We do capstone projects through some of our programs that students assist employers tackling a big project. We can help you with mock interviews and honestly, anything employment related. If you're interested in Algonquin students or graduates or alumni, come talk to us and we will support you however we can.
Awesome. Adam, thanks for sharing those thoughts there. We appreciate you being on the team and doing that. Just a point, just to add on to Adam's remarks, we allow our employers to interact with us as much or as little as they want. So you might get the impression that Adam's a really helpful guy and he wants to be involved with absolutely everything, and he does. But if you're the type of person that would rather just self-serve, go to our website, I know that's how I like to do lots of my business and my personal life. So if that's your approach, our Hire AC website enables that, where you can post, you can repost, you can book it, and you can do it all self-serve on your mobile device. Or just like Adam said, you can give him a buzz every semester and he can help you out. What most of our employers do is they start chatting with Adam and then they sort of get used to that process. And it's some sort of blend of chatting with Adam, self-serve, and then eventually once they're comfortable, they go to self-serve. But we're here to support you in any which way that you'd like. So thanks, Adam. Moving right along with our agenda here, there's going to be a little bit of a quick switch over. Arslan, thank you for being here. Arslan's the program coordinator for this program, which is the lead faculty member, and he also develops it. So he's here to tell us more about the students, what they can do, what their skills are. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a brief moment here. Arslan's going to take over and he's going to run you through the slides.
Good morning, guys. Thank David. My name is Arsalan. I am program coordinator of cybersecurity analysis program. And this program consists of 2 semesters with 10 courses and 1 optional co-op term that offer in third semester. And the student earn the graduate certificate at the end. All the courses focuses on hands-on, extensive practical activity and applied learning, as well as capstone project, which is based on the real-world industry scenario. That is one of the unique features of this program. Back to the statistic, a little bit, some exciting statistic why this is fast-growing trend we have in cybersecurity program is 5 years ago. If you look at that, we had 19 cybersecurity program with 170 5 courses, but now it's 50 cybersecurity program with 700 courses. Maybe if we look at the right side, we find a reason for that, why this huge, fast growing trend happened in cybersecurity, because just in 2020, 2/3 of Canadians impacted by data breaches. So back to the industry level security firms, so we can take a look at that. They did a great job to strengthen cyber security in terms of technology, like a next generation firewall, cloud technology, mobile, like almost 50% of that quantum computing, quantum key distribution. But we have a yellow part here, as you see, about mostly threat and risk analysis and threat management and vulnerability management. These 2 parts are very important to finding the indicator of some sort of compromise or attack, and it's not a big chunk, but during the last 3 years, based on the statistic, the vulnerability management practice increases dramatically. And that is why in this program, we incorporated this course as a separate course, and we have another individual course for threat management and vulnerability management. Back to the program flowchart, I prepared something here for you to see the whole picture of this program that consists of 5 courses for each semester. Semester 1, threat management, traffic analysis, vulnerability management, and security appliance, plus applied cryptography for securing the data. And also in the second semester, the students go through the more in-depth of the incident response activity in terms of blue team, red team, as well as the conducting digital forensic pen testing and business continuity and disaster recovery. And this is a capstone project that the whole entire experience and skill of the student get challenged during this capstone project course. And if they wanted, they can continue in an optional co-op placements in the 3rd semester. About the infrastructure and the cybersecurity lab in Algonquin College, I can discuss a lot. Just I give you, because of limitation of the time, I give you a little bit quick highlight that we use the state-of-art lab component, and also we have different zone in this lab, like internal zone, wireless zone. I can show you the bigger picture here. And also a vulnerable zone and ISP zone and outside area. We are incorporating a cyber security monitoring and operations center as well to make it more realistic to the real world, as well as the blue team, red team activity, as you see in this diagram. If you needed more explanation, I'm here at the end of the entire session. So if you had any question, I can ask about that. Here, I wanted to just mention a little bit about the acquired skill set that by graduating from this program, a student have the capability or skills to conduct different kind of blue team, red team activity, threat intelligence technique, looking for indicator of compromise, indicator of attack. These are 2 important things, because when we detect the indicator of compromise means that the hacking was successful, but indicator of the attack means that something is going on. So if we can find out these type of the threat before they become a serious thing, so that would be very beneficial for the company. And they also learn about how to assess, identify different vulnerability in the system, conduct the assessment about the security posture of a company, and also do the forensic analysis as well as the incident response. So back to the security career pathway, more related to the job market, we created a persona for the cyber security program with help of some of the professional in the market and industry. And as you see here, it covers from the entry level to mid-level to advanced level for cyber security analysts, technicians, investigator, responder, and also it can go to the advanced level. I can show you a table here for the person of this cyber security. It's a detail actually table, so I can discuss it with you later on after the session if you're more interested, but I just name a couple of job titles in 2021 in CSA graduate, like a cyber installation specialist, operation analyst, vulnerability assessor analyst, cyber security specialist, threat and risk analyst, and cyber security analyst, pen tester. They can go to become a forensic cyber forensic investigator, and also incident responder or handler. And one of the hot topic as well is threat researcher and threat hunter in the job market. So this is actually the advertise of the program in the Ontario College website. In the first one, you can find that if you wanted to take a look at the detail of this program, as well as college website. If you search for CA cybersecurity analyst, you can find that. I put the link in the presentation as well. And at the end, I wanted to say thank you for your time to attending this meeting. And this is my email address. You can actually directly contact me, or if there was any question about the structure of this program, so you can share with me at the end of this session at the question answer timing as well. Thank you, and I hand over to David. If you can continue, David.
Yeah, great. Arslan, thank you. Whenever you have a chance to stop sharing your screen, that would be useful. Thanks for that quick overview. And now for the attendees on the call, rest assured you will receive this PowerPoint. Gabrielle is going to send out a follow-up because there was a lot of good content in there, and we only had an hour to do it. So there's potential job titles, there's skills, there's courses that they take. And one thing that I failed to mention a little bit earlier on is that this is a graduate certificate program. And so what that means is anybody who's applied to and enrolled in this program must already have a college diploma or university degree, typically in the area of computer or high tech, to take this program. So think of it as some graduate studies. They come with a great foundation from their previous credential. Then we spend those 2 full semesters, as Arslan mentioned, with them to further develop these cyber skills. And then it's at that point they join your team. So think of somebody, previous credential, plus this extra skill set, and that is who you'd be welcoming to your team as a co-op student when they graduate. So graduate certificate program, and just knowing the nature of those types of students, we're really excited. So I'm going to pause just for one moment here to call on the question and answer monitors from my team, Gabrielle, Adam, or Matt. I've seen you active in the chat. So is there anything that I should be addressing before we go over to Loli from Sengen, one of our employers, to chat a little bit about that perspective?
Nope, we're pretty much all caught up, Dave.
Great. Well, that's super. So thank you for that. So I'll share my screen here. We've got a couple more slides to go through, and we'll get right back at it. So Loli Morales, thank you for being here. Thank you for being a partner with us over the years for co-op through Sengen. So over to you to bring us to those on the call, the employer perspective of our co-op program. And I'll do my best to move these slides along for you.
Thank you so much, David, and good morning, everyone. My name is Loli Morales. I'm the Student Program Coordinator, Sengen. Sengen is our Center of Excellence in Next Generation Networks. And we are here, our main goal at Sengen, I'll just explain a little bit about what we do, who we are. You probably haven't heard about us. We've been here since 2014. So from the beginning, we've hired Algonquin College students. We are here to solidify Canada's leadership in network technology through our commercialization program and also talent development program. That's by hiring students, we develop their skills, and so they're worker ready when they leave. So that's part of our mission. And we also help grow small, medium enterprises. That's how we do it. We provide a test bed for them to test their products. And we are a not-for-profit. So from our perspective, since we've been hiring students for 6 years now, we've posted 36 positions since 2015, and we've hired 18 students. However, we count them by term, so we've had a total of 25 student terms at Sengen. Most of them have come through the co-op hire AC from Algonquin College. database, and we've hired mostly computer science, computer engineering students for our engineering roles, and also interactive media design students for our marketing roles. We always try to get interactive media design students for our marketing, so we know how good they are. We really enjoy working with the co-op department at Algonquin. They're very responsive to our needs. Whenever we have a question, even when there's time constraints, we can reach out and always get an answer. Jobs are posted for a period of time, and we receive digital resumes are sent to us. Either we get them through the co-op database, or we get an email with them. So it's very helpful. We get to choose whatever works best. And interviews are scheduled by the employer as well, and as the co-op team. So a lot of our interviews have been scheduled by the co-op team. So it's been a big help. We do hire a lot of students every 4 months. So just to receive that support has meant a lot for us. And as soon as we find a good fit, we hire the student. And also the co-op, Algonquin has been very involved in that process, and just making sure we have the student, if the student has accepted our offers. So it's been really, really good working with Algonquin. So Algonquin students bring very strong technology skills. They have a positive attitude, willingness to learn, and the most important thing is that when they work for us, they also get to contribute to our mandate. So they feel that they're truly, we don't just give them extra jobs to do. We need our students, so we hire them, and we give them real work. So they gain meaningful experience while they're working for us, and they get to contribute to Canadian innovation as well. And when they leave, they're work ready. So here's a picture you can see of it's actually Erin. She used to be one of our engineering students, and Natalie, HR director Boris, he's our engineering VP. And we were the recipients of the outstanding contribution to Algonquin College co-op education in 2019. So we have that award. We are really proud that we won it. And yeah, we're actually really, really happy to continue working with Algonquin College and the co-op office.
That's fantastic, Loli. Thanks for the ongoing partnership. And just to go back to one of the points you made on this slide, how you provide meaningful work for the students, and we need our co-op students. And that's the exact partnership we're looking for, where the students are challenged with real world meaningful projects, just like they are there at Sengen. And we saw that sort of come true, or just reaffirmed throughout the pandemic. So everyone knows summer 2020 was a tough go all around for everybody on multiple fronts. There wasn't as much employment as we were hoping because of all of the uncertainty. But as soon as fall came around, fall 20 and winter 21, we saw our employers return in droves. And we actually did more work in fall 20 and winter 21 than we did the previous year. So the notion that these students make a real big contribution to the team, that's the type of partnership that we have with Sengen and many employers. So thank you for helping to foster that. Now we're almost concluded our agenda here. Thanks everyone who's spoken so far. I'd like to call on Austin, who you see on the call right now, to say a few words. Now, who Austin is, he is a current computer systems technician student at the college. He's currently a co-op student, which is great, and why he's here. So he can share a little bit of his experience, but really it gives the people on the call a good example of some of the students that we have walking our halls, our virtual halls these days at the college. So Austin, thank you for being here. Over to you, and I'll try to keep up with you on the slide front.
Perfect. Thanks for having me, everybody. As I said, I'm Austin Karolakis. I'm currently a CST student in my second term of co-op. So one of the main reasons I joined Algonquin is because they had such a great reputation with co-op. So I wanted to experience that myself and get some real work experience in. I'll have to say that it's been an amazing experience. One skill I think a lot of students underestimate is the ability for job searching. And my coordinator supported me every step of the way there when it came to resume building, mock interviews, and just catering my cover letter to my employees. These were skills that I was very lacking, and they were just amazing, helping me regain all this. So with all these skills, I managed to get 2 interviews through Hire AC, through the co-op process, and I got both job offer from both, and I took 2 keys where I'm currently working now on their operations team. 2 keys, they're amazing. You know, they like we were saying, they give me lots of responsibility, which I help. It really motivates me, and the bigger jobs I get at 2 keys, I feel like the harder I work, the more I'm motivated, the more I'm able to complete these tasks. It's been kind of an adjustment working from home, which I'm sure it is for a lot of people. But as a CST or a technician, we do have a lot of tools, and I've been getting around it, you know, using Zoom and VMware and all the computer technician programs I'm used to, and what we learned in our courses itself. And that's when the CST program really prepared me. I was kind of wondering, will I be able to apply all these skills to my co-op? And I found out how relevant my course was, and it felt really good to see all the learning I've done come into fruition. So working with VMs, working with Linux and Unix, all those kind of practices I had in my courses did help me a lot. Now, I just want to highlight one of the major exciting projects I did work at 2 keys. As COVID started, we needed to slowly implement more mobile management. So I got the chance to help them work with Intunes. So Microsoft Intune allows everybody to manage devices or corporate devices remotely. And I got to research that. I got to implement and enroll everyone's devices in, and it was a really big and important project for 2 keys. And it was a great learning experience just because of how relevant cloud technology is becoming. I learned a lot of Python scripting along the way with that. And I had great mentors, you know, teaching me all along the way. One of them is a Algonquin College co-op alumni.
Right on.
Thank you, everybody.
Austin, that's great. Thank you for being here. Thanks for sharing your experience. And the reason I came to Algonquin College was to launch a career through my field placement. And it sounds like you're well on that pathway. So congratulations, and thank you for being such a great representative of the college. One thing that I loved about your speech there was they gave you a ton of responsibility. Very motivating, made you hungry to take on even more responsibility, and seeing your skill sets being developed and growing through that time. So thank you for doing that. And it sounds like you're making a wonderful contribution. Amazingly, we are actually 100% on time to the minute of where we're supposed to be, I believe, for this. We're supposed to transition to Q&A, the formal part, at 10:15. So now's a great time. So Gabriel, if you can manage this for us, if there's people that want to grab the microphone, authorize that. But if there's anything in the chat or the Q&A that you think I should be responding to right now, please let me know.
We did have an earlier, sorry, go ahead, Matt.
Sorry, Dave, there was just one question from Brian asking if we can talk about how to raise employer profile on campus.
Sure. So when we say raising employer profile on campus, we mean working with the co-op team and perhaps our employment team to get organizations in front of the correct candidates. So this could be in the form of booking a visit to a classroom to talk about your organization and the opportunities and the skills that you use. It could be in the form of joining us for a career fair where you have a booth so you can speak with people virtually right now. It could come in the form of partnering with our research department to bring some ideas to market, where we can partner with a student and a faculty member. So those are three off the top of my head. A fourth one is a event, like a guest speaker scenario. We have lots of employers who want to talk about, of course, their organization to generate interest, but they do that through the lens of what expertise they could offer. So if you think of a financial institution, we have some of our financial institution partners come in the spring to talk about taxes, to talk about savings, to talk about account management with our students. So they bring that forward. And then we can book them outside of the classroom, guest speaker appearances, where we do promotion on campus, we do promotion to our students. And that all starts with that conversation with Adam. And if you have some targets and you have some goals around exposure on campuses, we love it, and we want to make that happen for you. So you'd come with some ideas. Adam would come with some ideas. Some of the ones that I've already explained here, those are some of the easier ones. And then we book what's right for that organization. So we're happy to walk you along with that. All right. So, Gabrielle, is this set up in a way where people can raise hands, or?
So we do have another question, David.
Great.
People can raise their hands. We also have a question in the chat, in the Q&A, sorry, in regards to the earlier poll. So in regards to the other section, what are employers' other issues or concerns when hiring future students?
Ooh, good one. Thank you for bringing that back. If we could call on our employers now, if you could either raise your hand and speak it orally or add it into the chat, that would be very useful. The question for the group is, we asked about obstacles about 45 minutes ago. What obstacles might you see taking place that would prevent you from hiring? And we'd like to know so we can talk about it. One that I can think of, especially for cybersecurity high tech, is security screening and the length of time that it takes for security screening. You may require a secret or top secret for your students. We ask you to identify that to Adam very, very early on. So you know your process, you know how long these take. We have a Government of Canada partner that requires 12 to 18 months of lead time for this. So we work out a custom process for that organization. So that is something that we ask our employers to do, and that's a reason why we're holding this event in May 2021 for a May 2022 start date. Normally, we run these about 4 to 5 months before the work terms, but knowing security clearances may be an issue, security screening, then that's why we're doing it today, to start having those conversations. Right.
Dave, are you ready for another question in the chat?
Yes, please.
Can you filter candidates, employers by citizenship, employees by citizenship? We struggle with many international hires, and we require secret clearance.
Okay, great. So the answer to that is yes. We do have the ability to help you understand status in Canada. That comes along with the application bundle, and you can sort from there. So that's not an extra request you need to make of us. We know it's important to many of our employers. So that will come along as soon as you get the resume bundle. You'll know status in Canada.
Dave, I have a question that perhaps you can answer. How early can we accept a job posting?
Well, we accept job postings 12 months a year. For this program, if you have a secret or a top secret that requires longer than 4 months, then we want you to get in touch as soon as possible. In a typical scenario, when you're when your job postings, when your security clearance can get done within a 4-month time frame, then we would likely hear from you in October, November, December for this program, because our students start applying for those jobs the first couple weeks of January. So think late fall. If Thanksgiving rolls around and you're starting to think co-op for next summer, that's a good time. That being said, if it's a low security clearance or you're a private firm that may not require the same duration, we accept job postings all the way up for this program, all the way up until April 2022. So I'm not encouraging people to wait that long, but if you do think you've missed the window, at least give Adam a call, and he will know what to tell you and how to expedite the process. And of course, everybody in that conversation wants to help a student find work and wants to help an employer find some talent.
Follow-up question, Dave. Is there an opportunity with Algonquin College for a longer term than 4 months, or ability to stay on part-time after the term? And lastly, is there an alumni network employers can access for full-time postings that is specific to cybersecurity postings?
Okay, so great questions. So for this particular program, the program has been designed with 1 4-month work term at the end. That's what we can offer at this moment. So once that work term has been completed, the student becomes a graduate, and you're free to hire them in any which way you decide, should they be interested as well. So that could be part-time, that could be full-time indeterminate, that could be a full-time contract, whatever works for your organization, they're ready to do so. And now if we start hearing remarks from employers saying we need more than 4 months in a co-op role, that's something we'll take up with our program advisory committee, with our chair of the program, with the coordinator of the program, and it becomes more of a discussion about how we can serve our employers better. So 4 months co-op, after that, they're grads and they're yours. We do encourage all of our students, no matter what co-op work term they're in, to have a conversation with their employer about their future before they leave their work term. So that's one of our check-ins that we do with our students. We say, have you spoken with your employer about future employment? Signaling, if you haven't, you better, because it doesn't leave it to chance. You get a firm yes or a firm no, and then you can move on and do something else. Your last question here, is there an alumni network employers can access for full-time postings? That's specific to cybersecurity. So what we do offer at the college, and it's through the same database, HireAC, it's a part-time, full-time, permanent long-term job board. And Adam can help navigate you to the right spot on that. We work closely with that team, and the way they're posted is it's filterable. So you can say this is a job for a certain program, and then we can, the employment team can outreach to those particular students and graduates, usually through the help of our faculty coordinator. But yeah, Adam's the guy here for that. He'll be able to connect you with all of those different ways you connect with the college. And I like to refer to our employer relations team when you have somebody assigned to you like Adam, let him be your GPS for Algonquin College. He'll be able to put you in touch with the right person, process it himself, have the conversation, or if he doesn't know, he'll be able to figure it out. It's a huge place. I've been there for 15 years and I certainly don't know everything about the college. So let Adam be your GPS. We will find the right way to do it and get you. And it doesn't even have to be a co-op question or an employment question. You can call Adam for anything. And over the years, I've got calls about, hey, my son or daughter is interested in this, that, or the other. What do you know? Or who should we talk to? Or can we get a tour? And we're just pleased to receive those calls as well. Think of us as your GPS, and we'll get you to where you need to go.
Good. We have another question here in the Q&A box. Fluent French required for many hiring employers.
Can you say that again? You got cut out a little bit there, Gabrielle.
Is knowing French required for many employers?
So the short answer to that is no. It is not a requirement for many of these co-op positions. Students, however, if they're working for our federal partners, often have that conversation with the employer, and they get to understand that for future development and growth and senior leadership opportunities, it does become required. So we talk to our students about language abilities. We do encourage them to become bilingual, should that be their preference, but that's an extra add-on to their Algonquin College experience. But the short answer is no, it's not a requirement for co-op, but it should be part of that students' long-term development discussion, should that be required.
Okay. Another question, is it possible to have a co-op student for a short-term placement, i.e. 2 weeks or 1 month?
Yeah, good question. Thank you for raising it. The answer is no. So a co-op student from this particular program, they need to follow the provincial co-op rules, which requires full-time, at least 4 months in duration, and they need to get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours for us to be able to grant academic credit. So you leave all the academic requirements to us. We'll make sure that that's navigated properly. But if you are interested in a shorter term engagement with us from this program or a similar IT program, most of our programs either have project courses where they work directly with industry, or we can raise an applied research project with our applied research and innovation group. So we are all ears when it comes to these needs. Yes, co-op is our day-to-day mandate, but our year-over-year mandate is to get our employers the service they're asking for from their local college. So if that is a need of yours, let Adam know, and we'll provide the options. So no to formal co-op, but yes to project courses, to perhaps some in-class learning, and yes to perhaps some applied research opportunities. So please do get in touch. Yeah, and I just got a text from the chair about this, who's on the call. John, thank you for being here and welcome. You can contact the chair directly should you want to talk more about these in-class projects, and we'll put his email address in there. It's dallasj@algonquincollege.com. So he'd be happy and eager to have that conversation. There he is. Yeah, thanks, John. He put it in there. And we know our CST program has those projects. I saw Austin nodding along there a little bit. Cool, recognizing it's 10:30 right now. If there's any keen and eager folks that want to stay on, my team will stay. Lowly, thank you again for your ongoing partnership and your time today. We are so grateful. Austin, thank you for being such a great representative of Algonquin College. We appreciate it. We wish you all the best, and we don't want this to be the last time we hear from you. We want to hear about your future successes as well. Arsalan, thank you again as being our program coordinator, real engine behind this. We look forward to a long and fruitful relationship. So thank you to those panelists that are on right now. Really appreciate it. So my team will stay on if there's any other questions, but now we're going to formally complete the session. But probably, if you could probably glean what I'd say by now. If you have any questions, if you want to speak further, guess who you contact? Adam Penny. He is very pleased to chat with you further, and we look forward to answering your questions and having a great long relationship. So thank you guys. We'll hang out, but anybody else, feel free to take off. Have a great
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Have a good day.
And Graham, thanks for the help today. Okay, so it is now just, it says 11 participants here. Caroline, Casey King. All right. I don't really see any more questions or hear any more questions unless I'm missing something there, Gabrielle. Oh, no. Is it possible to have a co-op student? Yeah, I already got that one. Cool. I think we're good. So, Gabrielle, we can probably remove any of those attendees that are still sort of sitting there if they don't have any questions. So, Ashoka, Carol, Caroline, Casey, goodbye. All right. Attendees, panelists. All right. Well, great. Thank you, everybody on the call. Really appreciate it. I think that went